because we recognize the importance of ending violence against women everywhere and forever. And the name of today's event truly reflects some powerful things. The issue of togetherness. It's a focus on both women and men taking action together, and we can is a process of involving and changing more and more people in an ongoing effort to end this violence.
Today, in my capacity as Deputy Mayor, to bring greetings from Mayor Gregor Robertson and from all of City Council on the event of We Can Prevent Violence Against Women Day. I could tell you today that this is a very personal issue to me because I have, well, more than one friend who's been a victim of violence. But it actually wouldn't be unique to me. I would actually be surprised if there's anyone in the audience or anyone who's watching on TV who hasn't known a woman who's been a victim of violence, and certainly all women are targets of victims against violence until we can come together as a society. The right to security of person is fundamental to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. And whereas the municipal government of Vancouver is committed to stopping the violence against women, and whereas the BC government has directed by order in council that a proclamation be issued designating the third week of April as Prevention of Violence Against Women Week in British Columbia. Now, therefore, I, Gregor Roberts, Mayor of the City of Vancouver, do hereby proclaim Monday, April the 20th, 2009 as We Can Prevent Violence Against Women Day in the City of Vancouver. And there is the proclamation.
And I believe that we need to stand together in times like this and say Vancouver, BC, Canada can be a country, a province, and a city for everyone if we stand together and use our country to build it. Make sure everyone has housing, everyone can afford education, and everyone knows that violence serves no one. It just drives us into deeper and deeper of a spiral that will tear us apart in our communities.
What is the extent, nature, and current key issues when it comes to violence against women from your individual perspectives?
From my perspective, the intersection and presence of racism, sexism, ableism, ageism, classism, colonialism, discrimination, heterosexism, transphobia, and homophobia are the key issues of violence within our communities, province, nation, and internationally. Each of these isms is a divisive label of oppression, and oppression is a tool to violence. It silences individuals, breeds anger and hatred, nurtures fear, and amplifies one person's entitlements over another. This is violence. Our inability to become authentic allies is a current and key issue to the elimination of violence.
But also to add, it is our belief and understanding that one of the issues that we also face as Aboriginal people is the legacy of residential school, which has brought about violence within our communities. It's affected our elders. It's affected us generationally. It's impacted our families. It's impacted how we parent our children today. It's definitely contributed to the violence within our communities.
Too often we either see this problem as an individual problem or as a sociocultural problem or as a biological problem. In some ways we have to come together from the different fields and different sectors and work together using all our knowledge to address this issue.
I think violence against women is not a women's issue. It never has been a women's issue. It's a society issue, and it's an issue for men, and an issue for boys, an issue for girls, an issue for everybody. And I think it's extremely important that that's the way society, we all have to agree to this. It's not a question of someone's individual situation. It's something about all of us and how we respond collectively as a society. I think that is a major challenge for all of us. I think it's that the more difficult challenge that I know We Can is all about, which is focusing on attitude change. And so it's easier sometimes to deliver programs. It's not like they're the only answer, they're important, but at the same time we've got to go beyond that, and we've got to learn how to go beyond that in a much more proactive way than we've been. And I think we've got to be really creative in all of our programs on how we can work together to prevent the conditions that provoke violence.
In 2008, we had approximately 900 calls for service classified as violence in relationship, approximately 200 child abuse investigations, and approximately 150 sex assault investigations. So in a population of 200,000 people, we had over 1,200 calls related to family violence. A number of domestic violence files result in serious assaults, homicides, child deaths, and serious sex assaults.
If each one of us pledged to talk to 5 people about ending violence against women, and those 5 people went on to tell 5 people, or if we put it on Facebook or Twitter, I'm sure we could hit 48 million people.
It was estimated there are 15 million women and girls missing from South Asian population as a result of violence against women. It's a 6-year campaign that is spreading rapidly around the world. It's 6 years in South Asia, but by no means it is limited in its scope or time anywhere else. If we manage to create a social movement, what we're talking about here today, then I believe that we can succeed. And I hope all of you can also believe in that.
How's everybody doing? Good, because I believe that women, and I know my fellas will agree, are the best thing we have in the world.
Thank you so much, Gerald Dennis from the BC Lions.
We're a part of the problem if we sit back and we don't address it, and we don't speak up and suggest to our peers, to our relatives, that that is wrong. And I think something like this particular forum ideally will allow us to get to the point where we're not going to sit back and accept inappropriate behavior. And I'm happy to be here today to support this and this cause, and to encourage everyone to not sit idly by if we're aware of the kind of conduct that is inappropriate, and would encourage you to step up.
And today I'm here to take the pledge to speak publicly against violence against women and support victims of violence. Thank you.
You know, each of you here today are change makers, and I am honored to be here with you. I want to encourage you all just to stand right now, turn to the person beside you and say, I'm a change maker. Together, let's stand together. Turn to the beside you, give them a high five and say, I'm a change maker. I'm a change maker. Together we can. Let's say together. Together we can. 1, 2, 3. Together we can. And you know, it's not just one thing to talk about it, but to really do it and live it.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. We really appreciate everybody taking the time